Can you hear me now? Oh, no, I don't know. Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, good. Okay, great. I don't know. I had a little trouble this morning with I don't know I don't think it was my headset, but some of my students had a problem. I had to unplug my headset a couple times. Some classes I did the headset, some I didn't. This is really bugging me. So I'm going to move this up just a little bit. My Valentine's decorations, and well, that's up a little too high, but all right. Thank you guys for coming. I have a lot of things I want to talk about, so I have to think about what I'm doing. First thing I wanted to show you. Thank you, Danny. I love yours. I love everybody else's. So, but like sometimes I feel like it looks straight, but then in the camera, things look crooked, maybe because the angle of my computer or something. Thank you. Yes. Do you like my map? This is my Nancy Taylor map. I kept my mouse for the Happy New Year, and I found these at the dollar store. I actually found these at the dollar store. I have on YouTube, I am subscribed to a creator. I can't remember her name, actually. I should probably look it up. But she puts on excellent crafts from the dollar store, and you probably have seen her. She had one on just today. Barlow, was it? Um, what is her name? That's the thing when you get to be subscribed to a lot of people, then you forget who's who. At least I do. But she does dollar store crafts, and she took these things and she took the heart thing off, repainted the whole thing, and put like other words like home. You could use a different font. There's a lot of things you could do, but just this board itself for $1, if you went to Michael's or something, and to get that board, it would probably cost you $5 to $10 with nothing on it. So she has some really great crafts from the dollar store. Not that I've done any of them, but I like watching her do them. But I got these actually, I was thinking about putting them at the church, and then I decided I would use them here, and I thought they looked really great. So maybe that. Now I have paneling on the back of my wall, and I'm thinking about painting it because I really like how I love Danny's green wall and how it's just always green. And I feel like the brown paneling isn't the prettiest for this type of thing. So I don't know. I was sort of thinking of painting it, but I don't know what color. So I don't know. My husband doesn't really care. He lets me kind of do whatever I want. But I just thought I've thought about painting paneling for a long time. Taking it all down seems very daunting, but there's a lot of good paints out there now. So you may see my wall completely painted one day. This room has to be completely redone, and I love it using it for my class. Hello, Laura. Thank you for coming. I loved your video, Laura, of the video of the interview in China, going up to see the Great Wall. That was so awesome. And I just loved the ideas that your person, I'm sorry, I can't remember her name. Amanda, was it? Um, Gave some great tips, and I thought it was great. I am starting at my classroom now, and it's overwhelming to think about moving it. Oh, yeah, I'm staring at my classroom. Yeah, it is overwhelming. I have kids, though. I could get everything out, but my problem is it's hard for me to get rid of stuff and to organize. Yeah. Yeah, so you have great content, Laura. You are so fortunate. So I wanted to share a quick reward that I used today. I had 3 girls and 2 boys for classes, and they were kind of young. So I got this at the dollar store, and I was going to rip out the pictures, and I was going to like laminate them or something and use them to put them on my wall. And I thought, then I'm going to have a file I have to keep and all that stuff. So I decided just leave it as a calendar and show the reward like this. Yeah. So like I just went like this and it filled up the whole screen. So when it came to the reward, I just went like this. And, that was for the boys. And here I just said superhero. And then I asked them what superhero it was. And then I can talk about the colors of the superhero. I kind of wish that this one had like the seasons on it. This one does say December. It kind of looks a little bit like ice, I guess. So yeah. And dollar store is the best place to get calendars. Anywhere else, they're a ripoff. That's right. And then it's Valentine's season, and I want to go out and get some more Valentines, but I used this for the girls, and they loved it. One of my girls was like, wow. So I just would hold this up, and I'd say, it's time for another Valentine. And then I held it up, and then I pulled one out, and then I went like this, make a big thing out of it. And then I showed it like this, and you rock. And they're like, wow. And they loved it. So these are Shopkins, and there's 5 different kinds. So you can, or 6 maybe. So you can use those for rewards also. Yeah. Wow, that's cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. Laura taught every level. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Awesome. Well, I taught level 2, level 1, level 3, and a level 4. And the level 4 is one of my regulars who likes to like play video games or something. So that's kind of hard to get him off of that. But this time of year when they have, they're kind of losing their momentum, at the beginning of vacation, you're all excited. We'll do some extra classes. And now I think they're kind of getting sick of it. So they're ready for their regular routine to go into place. And so, yeah. So my heart goes out to them. And I had 5 classes today. All 5 showed up. My 5:30 a.m. is a regular. She's level 2 now. She started level 1. And then I had a level 1 who was really cute. She's really sweet. And yeah. So it was a lot of fun. I had a good morning. And so I just wanted to, part of this live is going to be to share some of the VIPKID news. And one of the things I wanted to start with was that in VIPKID Teacher World on YouTube, we have a lot going on. And so those of you who are here on the live right now, you know all about it. But if anybody comes by and they look at this video, I wanted to share what's going on with the YouTube teachers. So some of us have been following each other on our lives. And if you go to the About section of my YouTube channel, you will see a list of the days that every different person is going live. And I also put the link for their channel. And so you can look at the people in this chat box. We've got Danny Happy Farms. We've got Teacher Kim T. We've got Laura Rizdal. I think that's how you say it, Rizdal, who just went to China. She got rewarded from the company, and she went on a trip with some other teachers recently. So she has a lot of videos too. And I don't see Evelyn here. I saw that she was doing a live about the dollar store. Maybe she'll be back over when she's done. And so I just wanted to give a shout out to all of those who have YouTube channels. And for those of you who watch, thank you for watching. I know there are some people who aren't interested in actually making videos, but they like to watch the videos and they like to support us. So feel free to leave a comment that you watched the video and what you thought about it, and leave a comment maybe what you might want to see. We also have teacher Casey Oswald, who has done an interview with me just recently, and she has been doing interviews using a Zoom forum. And from what I found out with Zoom, you could record like one person privately and then upload your video to YouTube. But in order to actually do interviews, you have to pay a fee once a month to Zoom, or you can pay a one-time fee, and then you can do interviews with people, and you can also go live on your channel, which is really cool. So that is, I looked into it, it was $15 per month, which I thought I might try because I want to do my knitting. I really enjoy doing the knitting video, and I have some other friends that might join me knitting. And so I don't know. So I might do some live knitting videos at some point. I haven't decided yet. But that's a really good option. And Casey is the one who's paving the way for that. And she has been interviewing, and she has some really good interviews lined up. And so she might be famous someday. So start following Casey. Watch the interviews. They are very interesting and very fun to watch. And I was very honored that she would do one for me. I don't know how, I think Casey saw us doing videos on YouTube and she wanted to be part of our group. So she started following us and she started just, you know, taking initiative and doing these interviews, and it's been really fun. So thank you, Casey. Shout out to Casey, and shout out to all of you YouTubers. And if you have a YouTube channel and you're watching, please post it below. Yeah. So you probably know quite a bit of my answers, Danny, but I would love it if you'd watch it. But if you're a YouTuber and you have a video you would like me to watch, go ahead and post it below. I also have a Facebook iPad group for VIPKID teachers, and the link is above on my YouTube channel. And I am really new to all this YouTube stuff. So every time I try to make a video, I try to make it a little better, add a little something. But I don't know how to do all the, you know, press this link, press that link. So, yeah. So, you know, I know where stuff is, but I'm just pointing it out to you. If you want to go to my Facebook group, it's VIPKID iPad users. And we have over 2,300 people in there. And it's for people who use their iPad exclusively for teaching, or if you just want to use it as a backup, you'll find a lot of good information in there. And there's a lot of people there who are willing to help out if you have any questions. Yeah. It's less about fancy and more about content. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Content is what we want. And so that's why on this video, I have given a shout out to all the YouTube friends, and thank you so much, everyone, for your support for me. I am doing this just because I just happened to jump in. You know, the fish are going this way and I jumped in and I'm just floating around, swimming along with the other fish. See what happens. But I just wanted to thank you guys for all of your help and all of your participation and all of your information. So these lives are really awesome because we can share what's going on right now, today, with each other, with VIPKID, and things that are new, things that are coming up, and stuff like that. So, yeah, so that was my first thing. Shout out to the YouTubers. Thank you for your support. And then I am going to share some news and updates. Okay, so I went ahead and looked at the news on the portal. There is a message about Black History Month, and there is a printable that you can print up and put on your whatever for Black History Month, and I looked at it. It's basically just a map, and it says it's Black History Month in America. And so, if you want any information on that, you can go there. There's message about Starlight Stages 2 and 4 will become available. As students in Starlight Stages 1 and 3 are approaching the end of their classes, they will be moving up to Stages 2 and 4 beginning February 10th. Before that, however, new students can now directly start taking Starlight Stages 2 and 4 beginning with February 1st. As you are already certified for these stages, please take some time to review the certification materials, which has been updated to reflect these changes. Please note that Starlight Trials class has not been or cannot be changed. Okay, so then we have update to coming trial classrooms to help increase student engagement. There are some updates to the teacher tips and certain slides to encourage the use of AR stickers. Have any of you done trials recently? I did one last week, and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I do not get many trials, and I wish I got more trials. I wish they would do like, every teacher gets at least like 5 trials a month or something like that, because I would really like trials. And if you don't get trials, you can't convert trials. So I have one student that I converted on a trial about 3 weeks ago, and he became my regular student, and I taught him last night. I've been teaching him every night at like 9 p.m. And he had some classes that he canceled, but I still have him next week at 9 p.m. So, yeah, so it was really fun. I had a different class this past week, and that was really fun too, but I didn't see that the student converted. I had 8 trials last week, but 6 were student no-shows. Oh, yeah. So that's rough. I don't know how the company, how that works with the company. Like, why do they pass them out if the people don't do them? I don't know. Must be hard to shell out the money. We only get half for it, but the company still has to put out money for it, and then they don't show up. That's kind of a bummer. So be on the lookout for that. The referral program update is that starting February 1st, which is, let's see, yeah. So I just had a referral. She just passed her mock class, so I won't get the $10 when she. So, but whatever. So that's that. The current news for VIP Kid, and you can find that in your announcements section on your portal, and you can press on news and updates, and they have all kinds of updates and stuff there for you. All right, and then I also have a little information on the Lantern Festival. The Lantern Festival is February 8th. Oh, February 8th. You can celebrate by sending a gemstone box to your students. It says the Lantern Festival marks the end of the Spring Festival and has been around for thousands of years. Typical celebrations include moon eating, sticky rice balls, lighting lanterns. And so you can, talk about that if you want with your students. And I guess I would say for the next couple days, you can also ask them what they did, if they did anything special for the Lantern Festival. I know that if you have a computer, the AR stickers, there is a Lantern Festival one. So you could use that if you want. So that's that. So what did I say I was going to talk about today? All right. So those are the announcements from VIP Kid. I wanted to also talk a little bit about health issues. Now, you guys could type in the chat box if you have anything to add. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Danny. I wanted to talk about VIP Kid teacher health issues. And when I first started with VIP Kid, I read a lot, I read a lot of information. I don't know where I was reading it. I just read everything I could find. Maybe on Facebook groups. I can't remember exactly. Maybe in the Hutong even. But people complained about being too tired. They complained about, they were unhealthy, that VIPKid didn't let you even take a break. There were a lot of negative things that I read about health. So when I first started with the company, this for me is a part-time job. So I work at a school, and I started in May, so my goal was to work for the summer as a summer job. And so, when you first start out, you kind of have to open whatever slots you can in order to get your foot in the door. Because going back when I first signed in to VIPKid, I thought, okay, I'm going to open slots and the students are going to just fill right in. But that didn't really happen. Then I found out I'm an independent contractor and I have to work to get these students. I have to do my best. Of course, we're going to try to do our best, but I need to look at what other people are doing, kind of try to do whatever I can to, when I do get a student, I want to keep that student, that kind of thing. But when you first start, you realize you got to open up a lot of slots in order to get some students in. So if you are new and you are watching this video, um, you can open slots for the next 2 weeks. And I would recommend that you would not open every possible slot in the world, but I would open intermittent slots of times. Like if you can do morning, do some morning classes. Right now, because of the virus and kids are still home, you can do evening classes. That means like on a Monday, you could do 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The 8 to 8:30, 8 and 8:30 slots are not really booking, but you can try it, but they're not normally booking. So you could do that Eastern Standard. And then in the evening, 7:30 p.m. until whatever time, because that's their daytime. So some people are doing like overnights and getting a lot of evening hours. But if you're new, I would suggest, say you open 10 slots, I would say two open. You have to keep in mind that you could get these all booked. And if you get 10 or 20 in a row booked, you will have to teach them. And if you're new, that will be hard to do. If you're like me, that would be hard to do. And I've been almost 2 years. So just for your health, try to look at what you can do and what are your limitations, and don't try to overbook yourself. That's my suggestion. When you're new, also, you might have a hard time sleeping because you're so anxious. I hope I wake up in time. Am I going to get booked? Am I going to get a class? It's hard at the beginning. I'll tell you that. When I first started, it was really hard to sleep at night. I kept checking my phone. So I would not open too many slots. I would make sure that you plan your sleeping time. If you don't have kids, you have more flexibility than people who do have kids. Excuse me. Evelyn is still live. Wow, she's going. I'll have to watch it after. But I just wanted to also tell you that everyone is in a different place. So keep in mind that if you have little kids and you have a house to maintain, and you have, your body is going through changes or whatever, keep in mind that your life is going to be different than, like, for me, who I've been in my house for 20 something years and I'm just now getting out. So everybody's at a different stage of their life, and we can't say one size fits all with this job. We can say everyone needs to try to plan your food intake. Make sure that you eat decently, eat good foods, eat healthy foods. Everyone needs to drink plenty of water. Keep that water going. That helps with your health. That helps with everything. So I always have water nearby. And anytime there is a mention of water in the lesson, I jokingly take a sip. So, always have water nearby. I carry this with me all the time, everywhere I go. I carry to school. I have my own water. I don't have to pay, excuse me. I don't have to pay $1 every time I need a drink of water. I just bring this with me. It has a little hook on it, and it even has like this little hook on it. It closes so I can keep the germs away. It doesn't spill, and everybody knows it's mine. I really should put my name on it, but if that one breaks, I'm getting another one. This is Contigo, and then this is my coffee. I always bring this too. This is my coffee mug, and it doesn't spill. It's great around your computer. You can throw it in your purse, and this is like, I like it better than the what's the other one called? The Yeti, because it doesn't spill, and when you take a sip, you have to press the button. So you can see my lipstick on it. So I really love it. So I would recommend these. I get on to my kids when they drink from my water bottle. Yeah, exactly. And my youngest is 12, and I tell them, you need to do this too. You need to carry your own water with you. If you don't have your own water, you have to ask other people, or you have to pay $1. And that's one thing with a big family. You can't go out and buy, 10 waters. That's $10. So if I don't have everyone a water bottle, I'll go to the store, buy a big case, for $3, throw it in my car when we're in soccer season or basketball season or something like that. So, those are my tips. Now, the other thing is, I am now doing a step bet challenge, and this has really helped me. And I forgot to put my watch on, so I'm at 0 right now for steps. So this has really helped me to increase my walking for the day. The step bet will give you a goal for the day, and then you can make sure that you're keeping up with your walking every day. So that's kind of good to have something that shows you, your walking is low today. You need to get out and take a walk. This has gotten me out more. Out. I don't have a um, treadmill. I don't have any exercise equipment in the house, but I have a really nice neighborhood right behind my house. All I have to do is put my shoes on, put my coat on. There's hardly any traffic or anything. And so it's just as good as going to the gym, honestly. So I just go down, walk around the neighborhood, make sure my steps are up, and it definitely has helped me. I made my challenge for January, and I have a new challenge for February. And here's a little tip for that would be when the other night my phone wasn't syncing to my watch, and my watch was saying I had like over 8,000 steps, but my phone said like 6,000, and it was 10 o'clock at night. And I was like, I can't do anymore. Oh, I'm so tired. I have to keep doing this. And then I was like, I went to bed because I'm in a step bet challenge. I didn't want to be out of the game like the first week. And so I asked a few questions on Facebook, and then somebody replied and suggested that I would turn my phone off and then turn my phone back on, and it worked. So I got back in the game. So if you have a problem with your phone and your watch not syncing, turn your phone off and turn it back on, and that should help. So those are my tips, is to make sure you have good food to eat. Don't eat junk food. There's no like hack for junk food. If you eat junk food, you lose. If you eat donuts and cookies and cake, it's not good for you. Okay. There's just no way around it. So make sure you have some good things to eat. Like I have plenty of bananas, grapes, nuts, things like that if you're hungry. Don't eat a lot of bread. Eat protein, Stay away from the starches, stay away from the white sugar. Okay, those are some really simple tips. Drink a lot of water. When I do drink coffee, I do not use sugar and I do not use anything, no fillers, just black coffee. I am not the healthiest person in the world, but I'm pretty healthy. I'm healthier than a lot of people I know younger than me. So I don't know. I think I kind of know what I'm talking about. So, those are some really simple tips. If you get it to be too complicated, then you're going to give up. You're going to be like, it's just too hard. But if you make it simple and you just have some few simple rules for yourself, like I do eat bread, but usually I'll eat bread in the morning. If I eat bread, it's going to be in the morning, and I try not to eat bread at night. If you wanna have, like, spaghetti with your family, which that is my pasta's probably my weakness. I love pasta. I can't stay away from pasta. So what I did this week was I got zucchini. So when they have spaghetti and meatballs, I will cut up the zucchini, fry it with onions, and I will put the sauce and meatballs on top of the zucchini. So cinnamon rolls and waffles are probably not the best. But Kim, I saw some good recipes. Didn't you have a recipe for like an egg waffle? Like if you had eggs and ham and bacon, or let's see, eggs and ham and peppers and onions, and you put that in with your egg and stir it all up, make a waffle with that. And I saw also Morgan, she had some really good ideas for like a sandwich without bread. So there are other things you can do to substitute the bread for more healthy things. Yeah, I don't blame you. I make some awesome cinnamon rolls. I mean, I taught home ec, and the first no, it was probably the second year I taught home ec, but when I taught home ec, I would do the whole first semester all about stuff you can make with bread. So we started out with making bread from scratch. Everybody's got to learn how to do that. It's so easy to make bread from scratch. Hello, Amanda. And then I taught the kids how to make bread in a bread machine. I taught the kids how to make the dough for the cinnamon rolls in the bread machine. So you just throw everything in, turn on the button, and the dough is all ready. You roll it out. Now, that kind of stuff saves you a lot of money rather than going out and buying bread. I mean, I was at Walmart. Bread, the cheapest at Walmart around here is $1 for a loaf of bread. And if you want the really good stuff, it's like $3. Oh, yeah, Danny. My favorite are the no knead rolls from Drummond. Yeah. Yeah. So I taught them how to make rolls, biscuits. One of the mothers was like, why are you teaching them all this stuff about bread? Because they're going to get fat. And I'm like, number one, you don't have to eat them all. Number two, they're going to get married, and men love bread. So that's the thing. If you're going to make it, try to make it for others. Don't try to eat it all for yourself. It's okay to make it, but limit yourself and try to have a plan so that you're just not like downing it all. Because I'm telling you, I could be addicted to bread and stuff. I saving and bread saves money so much. I mean, there are a lot of people who are online that talk about budgets, and bread is one of them. If you make your own bread, you can really save a lot of money. And if you get really good at baking bread, you can sell it. I have a friend that lives in the next town over. She has 8 kids, and she's just like me. Like she homeschooled. She's very resourceful, amazingly energetic, and she has made cinnamon rolls for the last 20 years, and now she has a business out of her house. And so every Saturday she has cinnamon roll Saturday, and she can sell as many as she can make. I mean, she has people driving for miles around to get her cinnamon rolls. So you can make cinnamon rolls. You can make stuff. Just find a way to give it away. Don't eat it all for yourself. That's my advice. So back to health with VIPKID. You can also check out the health and wellness page by Micah Kidd, who is a friend of mine. And we also have it's kind of a weight loss group, but every time we start a weight loss program, it's weight loss, and we like to celebrate those who have lost weight, but it's also all about being healthy. And he likes to say, make sure you get enough sleep. Make sure that you take care of yourself. Because if you don't take care of yourself, you're really hurting the rest of your family, because then they have to deal with you being in pain and you having problems that, maybe you could fix if you would do a few of these things. Hey, I usually tune in to all of your live chats or watch the replays. I appreciate all the helpful tips from home kid classes. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Is Terrell? Terrell? I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Terrell R. Wow. I love it. Thank you so much. Terry. Okay, Terry, thank you. That is so exciting. I know I get a lot of views, and I'm just like amazed, and I'm so excited. And I'm like, there's got to be more people that I don't know that watch these lives. And I really want you to make a comment, say, hello, I'm here. But maybe some people don't want to. That's okay too. I appreciate you watching though. So I just went over some good tips for good health. And when you're doing VIPKID, remember, you are an independent contractor. You need to look at your schedule, look at your life, and do what works for you. Some people, if I were first married, and when I was first married, if I could have done this job, I would have been doing it night and day. Because when I first got married, I was in college. I guess I would have had to wait till I got my diploma. But the next year, we had moved to a new town. I didn't know anyone. I could have done this, but that was a long time ago, before even the internet. Hello, Luann. So think about every one of us as at a different place. We're at a different place. We are different places in our lives. It's not one size fits all. Do what works for you, and sometimes it's hard. Like teacher Casey, she's now an empty nester. She can put her time into her business, and she's fortunate. But she's also reaching out to us and helping us by interviewing us and sharing what she's learned and stuff like that. So that's our gift to us. So we can learn from each other, we can help each other. But you also need to sit down and evaluate yourself, and don't try to compete with other people. Just try to do the best you can do for yourself and for your situation. And some people might do this job as part-time. My daughter Julie, I was just talking to her yesterday, and she has like one student. She has one student, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 times a week or something. And she loves it, and she's fine with it, and I tried to encourage her that, she has like 3 jobs right now. I'm like, you could do VIPKID like 2 every day, and then maybe 2 on a Friday night. And I said, right now the kids are home. They want to do more classes. You can do more classes if you want. So we talked about it, but she has to do what's right for her, and I have to do what's right for me, and I don't have to compete with everyone else. I just told her, I said, if you get up to 45 classes in a month, you can make 45 extra dollars. That's a good incentive to, you do the classes, you get paid a little extra, plus you get that $45 bonus. That's really cool. So, she's thinking about it. She's like, I don't know if I can do 2 back to back. I mean, this girl, she's done everything. She's amazing. I don't know why she thinks she can't do it. I'm like, you can do it. You stop at 25 minutes, you have a 5-minute break. 5 minutes is a long time. And I said, just keep the same reward and you'll do fine. So she's the one that's doing the makeup too. She's selling makeup, and she's doing pretty good with that too. But that's kind of really to help her, so she has money to re-buy more makeup. It's not really a money-making endeavor, really. Okay, so today, if you are just coming in, we talked about the news update. I talked about thanking all of the YouTubers and everyone who's been helping each other and following each other on this group. And oh, Danny, did you hear that you won that box on Lydia's video yesterday? Did you watch her video? You won that, like, what is it called? The something box, golden box or something. She spun the spinner, and Danny, you won. I don't know if you knew that. I was like, she's so lucky. She won my whiteboard, and now she won. Yeah, your name was in that video. You're gonna have to go watch it. Lydia. Yeah. Yeah, that was so awesome. And her channel is called Learning Craft. Yeah, she had a contest and she had a live, and then she spun the spinner. It was at the very end and your name came up. Yeah. So you won, Danny. Congratulations. High five. High five to Danny. Good job. Shout out. Yeah, the Good Fortune box. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't really I haven't purchased any of that. I'm still trying to keep all my money. All right. So we talked about health issues, and now I wanted to talk about the iPad versus the computer. Teachers supporting teachers and other women. Yeah, exactly. That's true. It is. It is. Yeah. Okay. So I wanted to talk about the iPad. And what time is it? It is 41:53. So 41 minutes or 42 minutes, I'll say. I'm talking about the iPad and the versus the computer. A lot of people have come into my group for the iPad group, and they ask all the same questions. And sometimes they realize that I use a computer and I've used an iPad. I kind of use them interchangeably. And I think that's a good thing because I can tell them how the computer's working, how the iPad's working. If you only have an iPad and that's all you've ever used, you might think that when you have a technical problem that it's your iPad, and it might just be that it's the the student. It could be the technical line. It could be anything. So it doesn't always mean it's the iPad. So my story is I have used my iPad for over 1,000 classes. I didn't just use it a couple times. I used it exclusively for quite a while. Right now I'm using my husband's HP something or other. It's a new one that he got, so it's been new just this year. He bought me a MacBook Pro, which has been giving me problems. He bought it on a Groupon, and I just downloaded Catalina, and that's not working. I can't use the app on it. I got it fixed last week, and it's still not working right, so that's a bummer. So I'm using a loaner computer right now because I cannot go live on YouTube without a computer. So that's part of my reason for the computer. But I do use the iPad a lot. The things the iPad cannot do, okay, the iPad cannot use the AR stickers. So you might see people that use the AR stickers. They have, little button that you can push, and you can't use the AR stickers with the iPad, okay? You cannot use any type of like Manicam or Cam Twist. I don't even know how to spell Manicam. Manicam or Cam Twist or anything like that. You have straight class, okay? But you can use Google Slides with your phone, or if you have a second iPad, you could use Google Slides and put it on your iPad and hold it up. I've seen people put like a screen behind them, like a larger computer screen, and you could do it that way. I saw one person that hooked up their phone to the screen behind them, and then they can teach and they can change the picture right behind them. So your Manicam and Cam Twist doesn't have to be, or your Google Slides doesn't have to be right on your screen. There are other ways of doing it. So I really liked that one where they hooked it up to the phone and then they had a screen. My issue was that with that was the glare, because I tried putting a screen up, but then I had a big glare. So yeah, so that would be a way, something that you would have to figure out is how to do that without the glare behind you. So like if I had a black screen right here and I could just press a button while I'm looking at you and change whatever's on the screen behind me, that would be cool. And that is possible. And I've seen videos, but because so many people are using the upgraded, computers and stuff, and so many people are doing it right on their screen, fewer people are making videos and getting excited about the other stuff. But that's still a possibility. And if you have an iPad, it's a possibility. Now, if you have an iPad, you can hold it this way. You can do the class vertically, or you can do it horizontally. If you do it vertically, you're going to have a smaller picture. Like it's going to be like this, very little background. But if you do it landscape, I guess they call it, then you're going to have a bigger background, and it's hard to judge that. Like my background be a little smaller in landscape, but in portrait, it will be even smaller. But when I go back and I watch my videos, when I've used an iPad, my picture is very clear. It looks good. It sounds good. And the background is not that big a deal, really. If you have some pretty colors behind you, it's really not that big a deal. I mean, you know. Anyway, so Danny says, I see people do that on YouTube very well too. Yeah. 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 Okay. So and the other thing you cannot do with the iPad is you cannot watch the playbacks. Okay. So no playbacks. So that means if you want to go back and watch your class, you're going to have to use your computer. Now, you can use an older computer for that. Like I have an older computer that I can't use for classes, but I can use it to watch my playbacks. And you can watch the playbacks by going into a browser and going to the portal and then go to your class that's already finished. You can also go through the app if your computer has the app. But if you have a computer that doesn't have the app, then you can still watch your playbacks. I like to watch the playbacks to make sure my sound, to see what I look like, and to see, maybe check something out with the student, something happened in class or something like that. I don't always watch my playbacks. I don't always go back and watch my playbacks, but I have had to test like headsets. I've tested headsets, try different headsets, maybe even in the same day. AirPods. I used my iPad last night for something. I can't remember why, but I had to use my iPad at the last minute. I had to grab my iPad and set it up, even though I was going to use my computer. We had a lot of wind, and I didn't know if the power was going to cut out. So I had to have my iPad. I had my phone completely charged, ready to switch to a hotspot if necessary. And I had this flashlight, which I got when I was on vacation one time, and it has this really bright light. So I figured that might be good if the power is completely out and I need some light. So I had this right close by, everything charged up. I only had 4 classes, so I can teach 4 classes with that equipment if needed. Hello, Evelyn. I'm going to go watch. I'm going to go back. I have to do some cleaning, so I'm going to go back and watch your video. I loved the video, the lesson about Leah. That was so awesome. I was just like tingling. Number one, I don't know why your husband called you Leah, but it did look like that was a negative type of situation. But I guess I've learned, and I've been married for many years, and I've learned, and I have to, as a woman, you want to give everything to your husband and you want him to love you more than anything, which he should. But there's going to be times that you don't like each other. It's just human. And I just I just figured out, the Lord is my rock, the Lord is my rock. He is the one who loves me more than anyone else could. And my husband needs to see that too. Like I'm not trusting in you. I'm not relying on you. I'm relying on God. And I think that your husband feels better about that, because I think down deep your husband knows he can't do everything for you. I think sometimes your husband wants to. He wants to give you more. He wants to help you. He wants to give you the world, but he can't. He has limitations. But if you are trusting in God and it's okay with you, because you know that God has you in this situation and he has a reason for it. He's making you what he wants you to be. That's kind of a load off your husband's back. you know, it's not an insult. It's comforting. It's comforting to all of us. And I learned that and I've had to relearn it many times over. And I've had to, you know, give myself pep talks. But, and I'm not, the other issue with Evelyn, I wanted to share with you since you're here. um, Facebook is the good parts of our life. But I'm, I, I do want to share that I'm not perfect and that I have hard times with my friends. I want to share that with my friends. But I also I'm not going to share my dirty laundry with the world. So keep in mind, I'm not perfect. There are bad things that happen in my life. If you come and bring the FBI, you're going to find some bad stuff in my world. But I'm not going to just air my dirty laundry. And I think that God wants us to count our blessings, because the bad things do creep in and the bad things do discourage us. But when we stop and realize how great our life is and all the good things that we have, that makes the good things bigger and the bad things smaller. And that's what we need to do. And that's what God wants us to do. Yeah. So I have dirty laundry too. I need to get to it. So anyway, so I do like the computer. So as far as recommending what type of IT equipment you should use, that's so individual. I have an old iPad Air, and the reason I started with the iPad was because um, it's what I had. I didn't pay any money to start this job. And that's my reason for starting the iPad group. It isn't to get everybody to go out and buy iPads. It's to help people. You might have something you can already use, and maybe after you save up, you can buy something else if you want to. Or some people just go out and buy the top of the line iPad Pro if that's what you want to do. But I don't really like to recommend what you should do, because everybody's situation is different and what they want to use, what they are comfortable with, is going to be different. But it is totally doable to do this job with an iPad, but you need to keep in mind there are a few limitations. And so you just have to work with that. I have some videos that I share the pros and the cons of the iPad. I have an entire playlist of videos that I have made for iPad users. But I don't tell people you have to use an iPad. It is usable, it is comfortable. Some people use it for all their classes and they love it. And some people would rather use a computer and they are more comfortable with that. So I kind of like to have both. If I can have access to both, I want both. So, and you can find iPads used. Maybe you have a friend that has one that isn't using it, and they'll sell it to you cheap. I'm not saying you have to go buy iPads. That's not my purpose of the group. And even computers, you could borrow your husband's like I am. Or, there's different options. So I don't go out and recommend, although I am working on trying to figure out how to. I have an affiliate link, but I haven't really completely figured out how to use it. So I want to share that around. So if somebody is going to buy something and they use my link, that would be helpful. I don't know. This looks like fun for people to use my link. And so, that's the story on that. So iPad or computer, really the choice is yours. I like the iPad. I like the computer. I like them both. It really depends on your financial situation, what you're comfortable with, what you like to use, what is cheaper for you, what you enjoy using. If somebody gives you a computer and you're not going to be kicked out of my iPad group because you use a computer. The iPad group is for just to share how do you use the iPad. The only thing you need to remember is to use the iPad, you need to use the HD app. And if you are going to use it as a backup, make sure that you know how to use it, because it's not going to be any good in an emergency if you don't have the HD app and you don't know how to use it. Dumb question. Do you have to have a Mac though for VIP Kid now? No. You do not need, you need a iPad, a Mac iPad, like, Apple iPad, but you cannot use any other type of tablet, but you don't need a Mac computer. I'm using HP right now. You do not need a Mac computer, and you don't need to have a Mac computer to use an iPad either. I use my iPad. I'm using HP right now, computer. I teach on an HP desktop computer. Yeah. So I love Macs. I like my MacBook Pro, but it's something to do with the operating system I haven't figured out yet. I haven't brought it to a Mac professional either, because I got it on a good price and I just didn't really want to spend that kind of money on a tech person. But yeah. So no, lots of people use, the only thing you can't really use is a Chromebook from what I understand. It has to be up to the grade of VIP Kids standard computer, but it cannot be a Chromebook. It cannot be any other kind of tablet other than your Apple iPad. The Apple iPad works. The iPhone does not work. Now, when I first started, I saw people talking about emergency cell phone lesson. That is no longer. I had learned that they said go, download the Puppin app. It's a faster app and all that stuff. When VIP Kid first started, that may have been available, but that is not possible now. You cannot teach from your phone. I have heard some people teach from an an Apple mini iPad. I don't know how in the world they do it, because that would be really tiny. But if you have an iPad mini and you want to set that up for VIP Kid for an emergency, you can try that too. I put the app, I have a mini and I bought it from my son who got it from a kid at college. And I did put the app on it. I was going to use it for an emergency, but now it's a kid game thing. So the kids use it for games. So, yeah. So I hope you guys are having a great day. I had 5 classes this morning. I have 4 tonight. I usually do Friday night 4. Saturday morning 5, for Saturday night, and I do 4 on Sunday morning. And I have been keeping a few slots open, like closed, and then I wait till the night before to open them. So then I get a little extra money. So this past week I got several short notices. So that was cool. How do I find the app to download? Okay, so you go to the Apple Store, the Apple App Store, and you just look for the app, just like any other app you might want to look for. I have my iPad right here. The other thing you might want to have, if you have the iPad, is to get a wireless keyboard. I have it. This one was given to me from a friend. It was just like an extra they had. And so that was cool, get a free gift. But there's also another there's other types that you can get, like any type of Bluetooth keyboard would work. I don't really use the keyboard a lot, but it is good to have, especially for the older kids. So you're going to just go to the app store, the blue thing here, and you're going to look for it. And then the just look for VIPKID, and I have my keyboard here. The thing about it is you're going to see that it has like 4 stars, and then people get nervous about that. But that's the right. Oh, it's got 3 stars. Nice. So nobody wants it because it's got 3 stars. I don't know why it has 3 stars. The VIPKID Teach has 4 stars. I've been getting some emails and even a text to schedule my mock interview. Oh, okay. So that's my person. So it's got 3 stars. Huh. I want to download that one that Morgan was talking about, the singing one, the singing app. I haven't done that yet. Thank you, Laura. I am not amazing. I'm just sharing what I've learned. I've learned these things. It's so cool. I'm so thankful that I've learned something that I can tell someone else. And so, yeah, so you want the HD app has a corner that's white and it says HD. You can also download the regular app, which is orange. I have all of my apps. I don't know. I have a lot of games on here because my kids play games. But there's just regular orange is like your phone app. So it will look just like your phone. You can use it just like your phone. But it doesn't have a place on here for classes. So here's my stuff. So people look at that and they're like, where do I teach from? Well, you can't teach from that one. You go to the HD app, click on it, and this is my next class is in 10.5 hours. Here's the home button, and there's a button down here with an arrow on it. You press on that. That's the classroom tab. That you can also do feedback from here. You can find your stats. And this button right here is a really cool thing that I have on my iPad group, that you can go through and set up your iPad so that you can do screenshots by touching this button. So just touch this button, it makes a screenshot, and it saves it to my pictures. So that is really cool if you're doing a class and you need to take a screenshot. Usually screenshots, you have to press the home button and your off button at the same time. And some people have reported that when they do that, the whole thing shuts off. So that's not good. So if you follow the directions on that thing, it's a screenshot button that you have to set it up. It's really cool. Yes, Morgan told us about the singing app, which has all the level 1 songs to it. So you go, I think it must be this one, education. So I'm going to download it right now. Okay. I have to put my finger in. I think it's free. I don't know. Maybe it costs money. It says downloaded payment, but that is amazing, Kim. 14 short notice classes. Oh, cool. Awesome. Yeah, I got a lot of short notice this week because I had a snow day and I had a delay. So, and you get a star, Kim. Good job. This is my kids' trophy, and I use this when they get a special star. And today I had a UA, so I used it for that. So that was cool. Wow. Good job, Terry. How many classes do you do per week, Terry? That's a lot. So you must work full time, VIPKID. So thank you guys for coming. And I have 4 thumbs up. So if you can give me a thumbs up, that would be awesome. Yeah, Morgan Brown, she made a video, and you might want to go to her video. Morgan Yeesh, what is her channel? If you go above in the about section of my channel, you'll see a list of people who do lives, and she does hers on Monday. And you could go to her channel and you could see her share all about this app that has all of the level 1 songs on it. So I'm seeing if this is it. Okay. Phonics songs, free video, phonics songs. Wow. This is awesome. And she said she had the app for a while, but she didn't want to tell us about it. No, that's not true. She just didn't know. She probably thought everybody knew about it. It's not making, I can't hear anything right now, but the letter A family. I see it working, but I don't see it doing anything, so. Oh, there it goes. Hmm. I don't know. She said there were a lot of different things on here that you can look at. So, Evan the Elegant Elephant. All right. Well, it's not working right now, but I'll have to look at that. So, that is also available. And I also went and I have a video about a spinner reward that seems to be quite popular. And that one is decision roulette. So you can do a decision roulette app and you can make customizable little spinning things. This one was Valentine's. It's got like a Valentine's on it and you can press the button and you can do anything you want, like put little messages in there. So this is really cool if you're like on vacation and you don't want to bring a whole bunch of stuff. You could customize your rewards. And you can just, I have like 5 different pictures of myself that look kind of funny. Wow, good job, Terry. Awesome. So this is a reward that I have with, and you can make funny pictures. How are you? And the kids are really surprised with the funny pictures. Or you could do dogs, you could find pictures on, you know, the internet to put in there, or you could take your own pictures around your neighborhood. You could take pictures of yourself with different animals. The sky's the limit. So that's kind of cool. That's Decision Roulette, and that is also on my channel as well. So thank you for the thumbs up, everybody. So thank you for coming, Evelyn and Danny and Terry and Kim and who else? So yeah, so I'm just thankful for all of you guys. Thank you for watching all my videos. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for those who take time to comment because, that just kind of adds to the excitement of my channel. Helps me to know you're watching, and I really appreciate it. I'm really enjoying the teacher community in the VIP Kid. And, I do not teach for any other companies. I only teach for VIP Kid because it really gives me enough. I did sign up for Cambly because last summer I thought if I don't get enough hours during the summer, I could try Cambly. But I haven't really had to use that yet. I did get my TESOL certificate. I also have a video about that, like what is it? How can I get one? I'm planning on taking the ESL class, actually. Kelly and I talked about it. We want to do it at the same time. So we can, if anybody else wants to do that, there's a class on Open International Academy, and our friend online teacher dude, he is in that video or in the class, whatever it is. And if you want to do that with Kelly and I at the same time, I think it's like $19, then just message me and we'll work it out so we all start at the same time. Maybe we could talk about it on one of our lives with Casey. So maybe I'll talk to Casey about doing that too. So thank you guys for watching, and let's see what you're talking about. Sorry, I missed some of these messages. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Terry, for coming. Oh, good. I'm glad you like the spinner. Oh, really? You've used it all week. Cool. What kind of pictures did you put in it? You should make a video for us. I think it's really cool because, you could just bring um, rewards on your phone. This is another reward. This is Google Slides. This is something that I use this week because I think the kids are a little bored and I wanted to use something like completely off topic, like not stars, not anything like that. And this was kind of interesting. I had given, if you know Amy Morganson, she created a lot of Google Slides rewards. And I reached out to her and I said, I want to have a bubblegum reward where, you see the kid chewing and then they blow a bubble. And she came up with something and it's not pulling up. But if you go to Google Slides, bubblegum girl, and it does say find a star. So Bubblegum Girl by Amy Morganson. It's not pulling up for some reason, but I did use that even just today. I don't know why it's not pulling up. Maybe I had another app open or something. But that one's really fun because she has a picture of a face and the mouth chews. And then you press the mouth and then the bubble opens. And then, after a second, then you see a real person blew a bubble and then it pops. So it's really cute. So you could look up, check that one out if you do Google Slides. So, all right. Well, thank you all for coming. And it's time for me to get back to my regularly scheduled life. And I will talk to you later. Goodbye.